Have you ever wanted to customize your own PS4 controller? Well, today, in this video, I'm going to show you how to take this and turn it into this. What's up guys, I'm Cooper, part owner in OC Gaming, and today we're going to be customizing and disassembling a PS4 controller. So, an important thing to check is the model on your controller. So first thing, I'm going to ask you guys to flip over your controller, take a look on the top left of the label on the top, and it should say model CUH-ZC-T2U. And so that's the controller we're going to be customizing today. Alright, let's do it. So, the tools you're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver. That's really just about it. You're obviously going to need your custom shell and buttons, which we have right here. Alright, so let's do it. So, first up, there are 4 Phillips screws on the back of the PS4 controller. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to take those out. Alright, so once you have your 4 screws out, you flip over the controller, and it's time to take it apart. So the best way to do this is to take 2 of your fingers, grab the front shell right along the side here, and then grab the back shell with your other hand, and you just kind of got to try to pop it out, kind of tear it apart. And so there's just a whole bunch of clips around the whole shell. You do it to one side, that side's out, so let's hop over to the other one. Alright, so once it's popped like that, we're going to flip it over, and the back shell should just come right off. And so right here, you can see a ribbon cable, and so all you got to do is just pull it right out, and then we can put that aside. Okay, so next step is to take the battery out. Pretty easy, you just pop it up, and then right here where it connects, you just grab towards the bottom, and it just pulls right out. Alright, so now we're going to have to use our Phillips screwdriver again and take out this screw right here. We're going to take that off. Okay, so next step, now we have a ribbon cable right here. All you got to do is just kind of grab it, and it just pulls right out. And then you're going to want to get the ribbon cable and kind of stick it down a little bit so that you can pull off this whole circuit board. And now we can put that aside. Alright, so we're already here. It's time to customize the controller. So what we have today is pink chrome buttons and analogs with a blue soft touch front shell. So now we're going to have to take off the button pads, put those aside, dump out your buttons. Alright, so now that we have our buttons out of this, it's time to put the fully custom stuff together. So first up, you're just going to want to slip all your buttons in. With these buttons, I like to look at the big side, the little prong that sticks out, and generally those go towards the center. They have little grooves where they'll slip into place. You don't have to worry about putting the wrong button in. And then I like to keep the Sony home button. I think it just kind of makes the controller look a little nicer. So we like to keep that rather than swapping it over. So now we're going to want to put our pads back on the controller. Make sure the buttons work. And then right here there's 4 little prongs. You just have to slip through the plastic. Just press on all corners of the pad. Same with the D-pad. You're also going to want to make sure that you see the difference between the pad for the D-pad and for the buttons. Just make sure you guys don't get these mixed up. Just put them in the right spot so the controller works properly. We're going to take this piece and slip it back in, just like that. Bend our ribbon cable up a little bit. We're going to want to get this as straight up as we can. Alright, so after we have our ribbon cable pointed upwards, now we can take this controller. One thing you don't want to forget is to take your analog sticks off and to put on custom analog sticks. And so it's kind of like an oval shape, and you can just kind of line it up It should slip right on. Sometimes you have a little trouble with the aluminum thumbsticks, but they all go on eventually. You just gotta give it a little bit of pressure. Just like that. And now we can put the rest of the controller back together. And so right here, so there's this little hole right here, and you want the ribbon cable to go through there. So if we stick it upright and we come from above, it should just slip right through, just like that. Now, with this next part, the ribbon cable, you can kind of grab onto the back side of it, and you just got to kind of angle it, and it just slips right back in. It's really easy. Now we're going to take the cover for the battery, chuck that back on, and start screwing it back together. All right, so with the battery, when you're putting this back in, there's little prongs on it, so you can't put it in the wrong way. It's pretty easy, but you should be able to see it. It's kind of hard to pick up on camera, but the battery's back in. Next up, this is the last part. We just got to put the back shell back on. So this part's a little bit tricky also, but you want to take your ribbon cable, and so you want to make sure that for this specific model, it does change for the other models, but you want to make sure that the blue part is facing towards the battery when we put this back in. If you put it in backwards, the controller just won't turn on. So you want to line this up, and then once you have it, just kind of give it a bit of pressure and it should slip right in, just like that. Now we're going to get our controller, and there's a little light bar up top here, and so you want to make sure this slips underneath here, and it has a little hole, and once you aim that in, it all just clicks right in. So it clips all around the controller, and now it's fully custom. We just got to put our screws back in. If you guys found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. We make videos like this all the time, and if you guys are looking for any other models or any other fix-its or disassemblies or anything, just leave a comment, and hopefully we can do everything you guys want to see. I like to start by putting in the top two screws first. It just kind of holds the controller together a little bit better. Just a personal preference though, it really doesn't matter. When you're putting these back screws in, you want to make sure you don't screw them in too much so that you have a flush surface right here. Alright, and there you go. A fully customized PS4 controller. Honestly guys, this is a really easy thing to do. You guys should definitely check this out. So right now we took a completely original shell, just black, nothing custom about it, and we changed it into this. And so this is a soft touch blue front shell with chrome pink buttons and aluminum pink analog sticks. This really changes up the controller, makes it just feel awesome and just looks sweet. I highly recommend you guys checking this out, seeing if you can do it yourself. It's honestly just awesome. We're really trying to create a gaming community here on this channel. We're going to be creating tons of new videos for you guys, so make sure to check out our channel and subscribe. If you found this video helpful and you thought this was cool, maybe you don't have the parts to do it, maybe you just don't want to do it. Feel free to check out our website. We have tons of different designs, tons of different controllers. The link will be in the description below.